Hey there, Cam here from Training Tilt. Hey, today I wanted to talk a little bit about retargeting marketing. So, to go back a little bit to explain what that is, um, if you think about how many times someone needs to be exposed to your product or service before they buy something, it's actually become quite a lot. I was listening to a podcast this morning that were referencing a study that was done last year, 2019, that said for things like buying products online or buying services online, the average number of days from the first time that someone is exposed to your product or service the first time till the time that they actually make a purchase is 42 days. So that's quite a long time. So traditional sales and marketing advertising, so if you're advertising on Facebook, you would think that you would put up an ad about your product to take them to the sales page and for them to buy it. But obviously, for the average number of days to be 42 days, then that's not going to work. Now, I think that's come about because of a few reasons. The number of competition. So people have to compare lots of different products and services before they'll make a decision. So that makes it a bit longer. Um, but also, not even the competition in products and services, but also the competition for their attention online. So people are clicking all over the place. They might go to your sales pages or something and go somewhere else and then not buy. So, along with that statistic, there was also another statistic that said so the average time to purchase from first exposure is 42 days, and the number of exposures to your product or service, the average number before purchase was 11 or 12. So somehow over a 42-day period, you need to be able to show an individual person your products or services or something about your business 11 or 12 times on average before you can even expect them to buy something. So that changes the game about how you should be thinking about how to market your products and services. So, after that long explanation, I want to talk about retargeting. So, like I said before, traditionally, when you think about advertising, you're thinking about creating an ad for a product or service. And retargeting can do that as well, but retargeting can do that for people who have already engaged with your brand before. So, day one of day 42, they come to your website, and I'm going to talk specifically about Facebook retargeting. So when they go to your website, if you have your Facebook pixel on your website, Facebook records that. And then after that date, you can over time show them through Facebook ads different aspects of your products and services or content that you create. So over that 42-day period, it's not just you showing them like, and they have to set 11 or 12 times. You're not showing them 11 or 12 ads for the same thing. Hey, buy this, buy this, buy this. No, because that 42-day period also involves building up trust. So you can't think of Facebook retargeting ads as a straight out advertisement like you'll see on TV about buying products and services. You think it about building trust, exposing them to your products and services over time. So you can use um, Facebook retargeting ads just to show them articles like videos or blogs you've written or more information about you, customer testimonials. So you can do all that sort of thing. So the other great thing about retargeting ads is that not only do you get to expose your potential customers to that 11 or 12 exposures to your products and services and brand over a 42-day period, which you know now is the average that it takes for someone first see your products and services or your brand to actually sell them something. You get to do that with retargeting, but also it's really inexpensive compared to, say, if you were doing Facebook ads for a cold audience where you pick demographics or you pick interests that they're in, because then you're competing with everyone else for that same audience, and you have to pay quite a lot of money. So for Facebook retargeting, you can spend as little as $1 a day, which is the minimum for a Facebook campaign. So that's only $30 a month. So I have my retargeting ads just going 100% of the time. Every day of the year, retargeting ads, people go to my website and then I'll show them some extra stuff through my retargeting ads. And all the blogs and podcasts that I've been listening to about digital marketing experts are saying that if you're doing any advertising at all, and you just had to, even if you just had to pick one type of advertising online, it should be retargeting ads. But first, you need to actually have your pixel, your Facebook pixel on your website. So I'm going to go through that quickly. You can skip ahead a bit. I'll put down the bottom where to skip ahead to if you want to skip this. You've already got your Facebook pixel running. So to set up your Facebook pixel on your website, first you need to be inside your Facebook Ads Manager. If you haven't got this set up yet, we're not going to cover this, but there's plenty of places to Google around, say how to set up Facebook Ads Manager. And then over on the left-hand side, you can create ad. You've got Ads Manager. That's where our business settings and Events Manager. So we want to go to Events Manager. Yep. So then under this Facebook Pixel website tracking activities, we want to go Get Started. And then we just want to give the name of the pixel. Cam's Retargeting Demo Pixel. You might just call it Dave's Coaching Pixel, because you probably only ever need one of these on your website. And you can put in your website address if you want to. It looks like that's not required. I will put it in anyway. I'm going to use this test training tool site for this. And then I'm going to go continue. And then you've got some options here. So most likely for 90% of you, you're either going to manually add it to the website or you're going to send it to someone who looks after your website. So I'm just going to use the example if you've got a training tool website, but there's plenty of different options here and you can learn more here. And that'll tell you all you need to know depending on what platform you're running a website on, WordPress or Squarespace or whatever. You can do it on all of those platforms. But I'm going to show you how to do it in Training Tool. So we're going to click on that and then we've got the pixel code here. So we just click on that, copies it to the clipboard. And then I'm going to go to my Training Tool site and under Settings, Platform Settings, the Web Design tab. I'm going to scroll down to the custom scripts for public website pages. So we want these to appear on the public website, so when people visit your website. And I'm going to paste that in there. You might have something else here in this section already if you've been using your site for a while, some other sorts of third-party code. So just make sure you put it underneath or on top of that and put a bit of a gap between it so you don't get confused later on if you had something else. And then we click Save. And now if we go to the home page, the Facebook pixel should be running on the site here. And I've got this little Chrome plugin up here, Facebook Pixel Helper, and that just will tell me if there's a pixel running. So I can see now that the pixel is running because I've got a little green indicator there. So now my pixel's done. And then if I just click around a bit on this, and then if I go back to the pixel to Facebook here and go continue, and then cancel that. All right, so then now it's waiting for the events to come through. It might not show up straight away, but I was clicking around on that site, so it should actually show up. There we go. Now it's showing active. It's showing last received 1 minute ago, so that's when I was clicking around. So that's the pixel setup. So I'll leave that there. So now we've got the pixel set up. Now we need to go and create our what they call custom audiences based on that pixel. So I'm going to keep this nice and simple. There's lots of different ways you can do this, but because a lot of endurance coaching websites won't get a huge amount of traffic, it's probably just better to have quite a broad audience. So first you go up here and then to audiences. And then if you've got any already, that'll look a bit different than this, but this account doesn't have any audiences yet. So we want to create a custom audience and we want to base it on website as the source. So like I was saying there before, there's a lot of options here where you can include and exclude people. So you can include people who have visited a specific page on your website. So you can actually like paste in the, like you can go, people who have visited specific pages and you can say if the page contains this, if the URL contains this, then do that. But like I was saying, let's keep it nice and simple. So I'm just going to go everyone who's visited, all website visitors in the last 90 days. So I'm just going to also, when you name your audience, you want to keep it nice and descriptive. So at a glance, you always know what it's about. So all website visitors in last 90 days. And it's also good to add a description with a little bit more detail just for yourself, so you know when you set it up, why you set it up. Otherwise, because if you end up with a lot of them, it can get confusing. So then I can go create audience, and then this will start building up over time. Now, if you've already had your Facebook pixel on your website previously, this audience will get built up of the people who had already been to your website in the last 90 days because your pixel was already running. But if you've only just set your pixel up now, then you'll need to wait until there's enough people in this audience for it to be ready to use, or if it's got anyone in it. So that depends on how much traffic you got. So that's setting up the audience. So we set up the audience so we can actually use it when creating Facebook ads. So I'll move on to that next. So let's just recap quickly. Now we have our retargeting pixel running on our website. We've got our audience based on that retargeting pixel. So everyone who's visited the website in the last 90 days. And again, if we go back to what our goal is, that people take an average of 42 days to buy your products and services after first exposed to you. And they need to be exposed to your products or services or your brand at least 11 or 12 times before they will make that purchase. So now we want to set up some ads to do exactly that. So let's move from audiences to ads manager. And now we want to create some ads. So now when I'm talking about ads, I'm not talking about now you should create a whole bunch of things that say, here's our products and services. It's X this dollars. Now we should buy them. So for me, I have my retargeting campaign full of all of the content, the videos I've created, the blogs I've written, just a bunch of stuff that helps my target audience, which is endurance coaches, with their business, because that's the topic that I've chosen to help them with. So the goal of that is to build trust over time, to get them to know, like, and trust me, and generally just to help them with their business. And that, of course, karma will always result in good things for your business in the future, hopefully sales of products and services. So I'm not saying you can't have some ads in there that are just directly pointing to your sales pages and new products and services, because you should, but you just need to mix them up a bit. So all you need to do now is create an ad and go to your library of all of your videos or all of your blogs that you've created before, put the content in the ad, and set them up that way. So I will quickly show you how to create a campaign, an ad set, and an ad using the retargeting audiences that I've just created. I'm not going to go into too much detail about creating the ads themselves, because there's lots of generic tutorials that you could find online about actually how to create ads. But the important thing is creating the campaign, the budget with the correct retargeting audience. So I'll make sure I show you that first. So here we are back in Facebook Business Ads Manager. So to get to creation of ads, we were in audiences and now we want to go to Ads Manager. So when we end up in Ads Manager, you'll see these tabs across here. So an ad has three levels really. So it's got a campaign, which is the top overall level. Then it's got ad sets, which is the next level down. And then it's got the individual ads itself. So a campaign is the overall overreaching thing about this whole thing. So I would just have one campaign for this situation. Ad sets, I often have multiple ad sets, because ad sets is where you can set budget and where you can set audiences. But again, to keep it simple, we're just going to have one campaign, one ad set, and multiple ads. So let's start with creating an ad, and this will take us through the process of creating the campaign, ad set, and then the individual ads. So we want conversions, because we've had traffic, and now these are designed to convert, to educate, but also to convert. So I'm going to call this main retargeting campaign. main retargeting campaign. Some other options here, but I'm just going to leave them as default. And now we're on to the ad set. So let's call this main retargeting ad set. Keep it simple. And we scroll down here, we can see the conversion event. So this is how to track when someone actually does buy something off your website. So we can put that as something like, so if you've got a training tool site, we track purchases, we track ad payment info, and one other thing, but say we track, say if someone buys an online membership or a product, we actually track purchase. So let's just choose purchase. If you're using another platform for your sales pages or anything like that, you should be able to get some guidance from that platform, but typically purchase or added payment information are the right ones. So then we'll scroll down here. So this is the audience section. So this is the important bit. So we want to go create new audience. You think you might want to use saved, but what we created before wasn't a saved audience, as a custom audience. So we can save this later. And then select custom audiences. So we want to include website visitors in the last 90 days. And then locations, you actually, this gets a bit confusing because you don't want to restrict your locations, because this is going to be a small audience anyway. So if anyone who has gone to your website, you want to be able to sell stuff to them. So you don't want to restrict it again by location. So the best thing is just to put worldwide in here, and worldwide is actually a proper region. So you select the one that says worldwide region, and then it will include the whole country here. And I just leave the age. Again, you don't want to restrict by any other details, because we've already restricted it down as much as we want to, because it's a retargeting audience. Let's scroll down, and then we probably want to save. We'll just save this audience and go CAMS saved 90-day website audience. So again, this is different than the retargeting audience itself. This is so we can easily just select it again next time we create a campaign without having to do this step. So let's save that. And daily budget. So the daily budget, like I said, I'm going to just keep this as the minimum, so only $1 a day. And I'm going to run this continuously because this is something that I want to be running all the time. And I'll go back in and refresh the ads that are running. So as soon as I create a new piece of content or a new blog, I'll go and like swap out maybe one of the old ones and put the new one in. So that just keeps it fresh. So because this is going to be shown to everyone who's been to the website in the last 90 days, you want to keep it up to date with the latest stuff, or at least new stuff for people who keep going back to see your website. And then let's go next. All right, so this is the bit where we're actually creating the ad now. So I'm not going to cover this off because this isn't specifically related to retargeting. This is just the ad itself. So what I do is upload my videos or have my links to my blog, and then for my primary text, I do quite long text because I want really good engagement. So I'm not trying for clickbait text here. I don't necessarily want people to just click away. I want them to experience the value. So I want to make sure that they know that this is for them. So I might put the first paragraph of my blog or the summary of the video. So a lot of times this is actually my content to help coaches, not just to try and sell something. So it's okay to have long form text in here. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna leave it there. If you've got any questions about retargeting, please reach out to me. And if you even need some help just getting some of the stuff set up, I'm happy to do that. Jump on a call with you and help how I can. So again, this is about having a really small budget, but still being able to utilize paid advertising in a way that really narrowly targets down the people who are most likely to buy your products and services, and also tackling that big issue of it now takes, in this modern world of the battle for people's attention, that it now takes on average 42 days and 11 or 12 exposures to a product or service or a brand before anyone will buy something. So I hope you found that useful. And like I said, get in touch if you need any help at all, or go to our blog for more tips and advice for endurance coaching businesses. That's trainingtalk.com/blog. And thanks for watching.